I'm going to speak really quietly into this mic.
Spoons.
We're going to get kicked out. Why don't we film an ASMR?
The alarms are sound. They're coming.
It's the coffee machine.
Check 1, 2.
You've seen that Vine? The Vine? And the guy's like, check, 1, 2, check. Oh. Hey,
Welcome to Spoons.
welcome to Spoons. This is, I'm scared about the mic. This is Mito-Sis episode 5. I'm here today with Becca.
Hello.
Care to introduce yourself?
I am Becca. We met in originally first year of uni in Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And then found out we actually live pretty close to each other. So we've been friends ever since.
Yeah.
I'm also doing a master's at the moment at Sussex Uni in biodiversity conservation.
Ooh, I just realised this is a full circle moment because we met in the Spoons.
Oh my god, it's meant to be. It's meant to be. Everything happens for a reason.
Here's the story. I was on a course, Becca's course, and we were meant to meet up with everyone on our course, and no one turned up apart from me and Becca.
Yep.
And now we're friends.
And the rest is history.
Literally. So, fun episode for you today, guys. Especially if we get kicked out. This is to my 5 subscribers.
Hey guys.
Hey. So no, we've got some cool topics. We're going to talk about the reproducibility crisis, people stealing your DNA, a big ape.
One big ape.
Yeah.
One ground-dwelling huge ape.
And the controversy around Nobel Prizes. So.
I like that you kept it DNA based because obviously that's quite a common theme for us when we did both in our DNA genetics module.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping it biological, biomedical science.
Keeping it biology. Right, let me just move this. So yeah, first topic, do we own our DNA? So a lot of companies in the past couple of years are about taking your DNA sample. They're going to tell you like where you're from, like what you're allergic to, all this random stuff. Like there's even companies that are so fraudulent and they're like telomere companies, and they can say that we can take your DNA. So brief science lesson, your DNA is like an X, okay, like each chromosome or chromatid. At the end of it, it's called telomeres. They shorten every time your cells divide and replicate, whatever. So every time they do that, it gets shorter and shorter, and that's how you age. These people are telling you, if you give them a swab, they can tell you how to keep them long. That doesn't
your
work.
telomeres, guys. Regrow them.
That's a scam, and they charge people £700.
Yeah, it's insane.
So, what are they doing with your DNA? What are they telling you? Especially with like 23andMe, like you just give them your stuff. It's £243, I think, or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah,
that is a lot. See, I didn't know too much about this because all I've really heard about it is obviously the whole 23andMe stuff and the controversy around it.
Yeah.
But I've always come from like, and I don't know, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist. So I've always been like, like if you want my DNA, take it. I don't really care. But then there is so much more to it, I think, that I don't really know that much about.
Yeah.
There's more than just like ancestry stuff and find out.
Yeah. There's like 2 big sides. I say there's like 3 things. One, you as a user, you want to know more information about yourself. This is a way like genetics is more accessible to everyone. Before, if you know, unless you had loads of money, you wouldn't be able to have your DNA sequence. Like that's just not a thing. Now it's more accessible. Sure. The other point is, like, obviously, what are they doing with your DNA? Can people like, use it for bad things and exploit you and frame you and all this stuff? Like, there's loads of conspiracies. But then the other side of it, how good would it be to have a global database, not with your name attached, but with just DNA samples from everyone, so you can see like genetic mutations in certain areas, like who are more prone to like getting different conditions,
definitely,
who can be better for like pharmacological treatment, like all this stuff. Like,
it links to the whole like knowledge is power. The more information we have about stuff, the more we can have an insight into our future and what things are going to happen to us. It's like any information is useful as long as it's in the right hands, I guess.
No, literally, like I was trying to go through the terms and conditions for 23andMe, and the weird thing is I couldn't find much information about what they do with your samples.
Really?
Yeah, they have like
That's
a whole
interesting.
thing, and the terms and conditions are written like not like proper terms and conditions, like where it's all formal and you can't bother to read. It's all written like, you know, like if you don't want to do this, that's fine. Like
Right.
it's
So it's
all
not like fine print. You
yeah,
can just-
no, it's like written, and then they have a thing that says a section. It's like, oh, about your DNA, and it's like, oh, you know, we have our own database. If you want to be part of it, please let us know. I mean, you can be part of it. If not, like opt out.
Right.
But
they still have your DNA.
they still have your DNA, and then it's not talking about what they're using it like for as well. They say their own database, obviously, so they can like say, okay, if you're from England, then they know other people with a similar sample from England. You know, that's what they use it for. But they're not saying other. There's not much information in the terms and conditions
And it's
about
not just like
what else it's used for.
right, because from an outside perspective, you kind of assume that it's just to like link people who are related but don't know it and things like that. But like you said, there's no specification. So
Yeah.
what else are they using it for?
Yeah. Or like, where is it? Like, what?
Where's my DNA?
And I saw a thing, and it's like, if you pay for it, and then you send them a swab. If the swab doesn't work, they'll send you another kit, and you can do it again and send it back to them. If it doesn't work again, they'll let you do it again and send it back to them. After that, they'll give you a refund if it doesn't work. And they said it happens in like 0.64% of the people who send samples.
Right,
and it says if you later on go to pay for it again, like a year down the line, they won't run your swabs. They won't do anything with it. They'll take your sample, but they won't give you any information back because they know before it's like failed for you. I was like, but if you're paying, surely just try again.
Yeah. What are you paying for at that point?
Yeah.
Like postage for your DNA?
Yeah, no, they literally were like, refuse.
Postage.
I've got no signal, but I would search out.
That's insane.
I will put links to everything down below, so don't worry.
Yeah, like I said, it's something I didn't really know much about. Yeah, like the whole, because the main thing that stuck out for me was like the whole framing thing.
Framing. At what point would you consent to people just taking your DNA? What if they cloned you?
That's another thought.
We're going into.
I don't want to see my clone.
Well, we're in 2024. Elon Musk could literally clone you,
and he would. It's so true. See, I've never done it, but my family have.
My brother's done it.
Really? Did you find anything interesting?
No, it's what we know.
Yeah. See,
half like English, literally 50% Cypriot. That's it.
Nothing more to it.
We know.
We've been new.
I asked my dad, where's your family from? Cyprus.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. See, the reason that my dad's done it and his dad's done it because my granddad was adopted, but he only found out really late in life.
Right.
So he did it and he found out that he was connected to like 13 siblings or half siblings because his dad was in like the military in America, travelled around and just had many a baby.
Wow.
So his was quite interesting.
Yeah.
It's been interesting to find that sort of side of my family out. So for that reason, I'd be tempted just to see what the history of it is. But then I've also always had a little bit of a reservation about it.
Because you are sending people your DNA.
Yeah.
And do you know what? All the stuff they say, some of it's accurate, some of it isn't. Obviously, location-wise, if there's people who are, like for me, from Cyprus who have done it, then they can say this is from Cyprus.
Yeah.
But if you're from a place that no one's really sent off 23andMe samples, it's not in their database, they can't give you an accurate like representation.
Yeah, that's true. So it's like you're not even necessarily...
It's not even 100% like...
certain you're going to get a really good read. Yeah, it's true.
And then about the sibling thing, I read the terms and conditions, and it was like, it will give you, I'm not sure if you've used this before, but if you do it, it can tell you like who you're related to, who's also done it. And sometimes you can message them. And they have a whole thing in place like, please don't use this for like harassment purposes. Because if you're offering your DNA, you're also opting in for people who are related to you to contact you. Now, you don't know who you're related to.
That's true. That's true, because if you go through... Because there's other ways, not just 23andMe.
Yeah.
Some people like who are adopted find out that, but they don't ever want to get in contact with their birth parents or birth family.
Yeah.
But if you're on this database, they have your they can just get hold of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
So like, what if you're related to a murderer? And they're just on 23andMe, like, hey, Becca.
Listen, that's when ignorance is bliss at that point. I'd rather not know.
But that's scary.
It is scary.
Let me just check our other points of information and we'll be back. ASMR time. No. So, another point just looking at 23andMe actually had a data hack. So, wow, what's the problem with that, you say? People have access to your DNA. Where you are, where you're from, your postage address, all this information.
Yeah.
Everything about you, that what makes you use your DNA, and they're just taking it. They can also see who you're related to.
Your family.
What the hell? Your nan. No.
I know your nan.
But
they've got your nan's details. Oh my god.
They're messaging your nan as we speak.
They've got your nan.
If you're watching this, it's too late. I'm sorry.
She's gone. So didn't they?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I didn't. No, but I know that you said something about them having a hack, but they refused to admit that they.
Yeah,
or acknowledge it.
Yeah, no, I can't even click the link, but it affected I think it was 2% or 2 to 16% of their users, which is a good couple thousand.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
And people may think, oh, that's not a lot. But even if it was one person who got their information taken, that's still one too many.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
you can't risk it. If you're sending your DNA out to people, you have to assure them that your information is safe. Yeah, it's crazy.
Could people use this stuff against you? Who knows? I saw our lecturer Anna, she did one and she brought up in the class and she was going through it. She was like, this is cool from a geneticist perspective
to see it.
And it was oh, you could be allergic to this, you're allergic to that. What if someone took your information, knew what you could be allergic to, fed you? A bit extreme.
You've got no faith in humanity. Everyone's out to kill you.
Or no, it's just
it
weird.
Is scary though.
What do people even use this data for? I don't even know.
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm I don't have the urge to necessarily do it.
Yeah.
Would you ever do it?
Well, my brother's done it, so I don't need to.
True. He took the fall for you.
He took the L.
Yeah.
No. No, but because when people say, "Oh, you need to use a private browser, you need to use a VPN, people can hack you and take your data." What's on my laptop for them to take?
I've always had that point.
Not my bank cards. Not that stupid.
Yeah.
My email address. Hopefully it's not too loud on the thing because you have microphones.
It's
but
okay.
The machine's going again.
Yeah, I've always had that mindset of I've got nothing to hide.
But what are they taking? My coursework?
Yeah. Good luck.
Unless they're on my course.
Ooh.
Oh. No. But what are they taking? I should have read that, but I don't think they're going to list what people took. I don't 23andMe.
No, I don't think they would.
They've taken all your intellectual property.
Yeah, I don't think they'd acknowledge that. Yeah, it's nothing that I've really ever heard about for it because I feel like most people don't really know anything about all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Even my family, people were talking about getting each other 23andMe kits for Christmas and stuff like that just to see it and be interesting and stuff. It's no one really knows the risks involved in it.
Yeah. But then, unless you're a geneticist, you probably won't know how to read your own sequence. But there's accessibility, I was saying before, the accessibility of genetics and next generation sequencing is so advanced nowadays. You can get something as small as a USB stick, plug it into your laptop, take a little sample, put it in, and it will run your genomic sequence.
It's insane.
That's crazy.
See, I would be, if I was in control of it, I was the one in the lab looking at my own
You'd be
DNA.
leaking everything.
Yeah. I'd be leaking everyone's details. No, I'd like to see
This is your nan.
I'll get your nan's address from her DNA. Yeah, I would
She's allergic to peanuts.
One nut. She's one nut away. I know her biggest weakness.
I would say that. Oh, I can't say that. I was going to say what you're allergic to, but people watching this video could try and
leaking my information. It's right, it won't kill me. Yeah. They get worse though, don't they, allergy? Nut allergy.
I guess no, but especially if you No, but you can take like, oh no, I don't know, because you weren't allergic and now you
I
are
know.
allergic to
Be redacted. We know what I'm allergic to. It's okay.
But
yeah, it's crazy.
no, I think allergies do get. If you have them when you're younger, they get better.
But if they're late onset,
then they make it worse
no
because you're like
hope.
deteriorating.
There's no hope for me. I need telomere lengthening tablet.
For £700, you could live forever. It's actually a scam though, because as I say, not just more people think, oh yeah, I want my DNA looked at, I want to live forever. These people are robbing you.
I think it's quite like
Do a simple Google search.
Yeah.
On biology.
Take 10 minutes out of your day to research. Now, I do think it's like a rich person's market. It's such a rich person thing to be like, oh, you just really like, I need to know everything about my DNA because I can't eat anything that like is going to react bad. I don't know.
Get that gluten away from me.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It just feels rich person.
Yeah.
Like the Kardashians would get their DNA though.
They would. 1 second. Right, but yeah, a rich person thing. There's this one guy that spends, I'm not sure if you've seen it, he spends millions of pounds per year to look like his son.
Oh my god.
He's like 60 or something and he looks older. This has not helped him. He like does blood transfusions with his son's blood.
What the hell?
And like eats really strictly and like works out every day just so he can stay youthful.
I feel like Freud would have an absolute field day with that. That's insane.
And people are like, oh, he looks exactly like his son. I'm gonna put image up if I find it above my hand.
What the hell?
That man does not look like his son, does he? I'll edit afterwards.
What doctor is giving him this stuff?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not in the UK. The NHS would be silly.
Not funded.
That's not publicly funded. But yeah, excuse the glowing on my face. I've just got up the photo, which you'll see, but I'll show it here. It says that he spends $2 million a year to look young, and now he takes the blood off his teeth.
That's a great headline.
But he goes, his project is a blueprint. Well, I can't read. It's an initiative aimed at maximally slowing your pace of aging and reversing the aging that occurs. You can't do that. That's what I have to say. You can't do that.
And that's the final word.
You're going to age. Your cells are going to, divide, replicate. Your telomeres are going to get shorter.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah. You can steal your son's blood. But
we like.
But that's not
it's
going
not
to do
gonna
anything.
help. It's just like age gracefully, man.
Yeah, no, that's. Don't me start on that. Why do men age like fine wine and, silver fox, but women, they're like hag?
Old witch.
Do you know what I mean? They're
She's haggard.
And like Pamela Anderson, she didn't wear makeup on the red carpet. Everyone's like, she's not wearing makeup. Neither's Patrick Dempsey.
But you literally cannot win because you then get work done to not age badly, and everyone's like, oh my god, she looks so ugly, like why has she done that to her face? She wears too much makeup, she's a clown. You literally cannot win.
So if you don't want to look old because everyone's telling you can't look old, you do the surgery, then they believe for it. Yeah, no, you can't win.
No. Welcome to womanhood.
And saying that, next topic, reproducibility crisis, which I can't pronounce.
Yeah.
The population is declining, and I think that's a good thing.
I would agree with you. I would agree. But I feel like we can't house this many people effectively, and there's too much inequality amongst our population as it is. It's a tricky one. Yep.
I feel like everyone's seen the problems with like areas and schools being like overrun, hospitals. There's nowhere to house people, more homeless people. There's like just too many people. We're not going to get rid of them, but we should maybe stop bringing more.
Yeah, 100%. I saw something that was literally like 30% of couples who choose not to have a baby, 30% of them said that the reason was because of climate change and the future of our climate. So
there is no future.
There is no future.
Like, okay. So I was watching. I think it was BBC News or ITV News, and that's where I saw this topic.
Mm-hmm.
They were interviewing teachers in London schools, and some of them only have like 10 students now. They're like, oh, there's people aren't having kids.
Oh my god.
And I was like, no, this is a situation. Let me break it down for you, okay? London, loads of people.
Yeah.
They built loads of schools. In like the past 20 years, they've just built more and more schools for these children, okay? You've built them, and now you're going to close them because they've served their purpose. So it's not like you're getting rid of all schools. You're just getting rid of the ones that you built extra.
Yeah, the extra schools that
if that makes
smaller
sense.
places don't have those extra schools. Yeah.
Like you had 5 schools, you built another 5 because you needed them, and now the other 5 are going to close because the population's back down again.
Yeah.
And then I saw these sad, like, each room had just 10 children. They're like, we have to, it was packed last year, but it's not anymore, and we're going to close. I was like, okay, it's sad people can lose their jobs.
Yeah, that's the main issue.
But move them 10 kids that are all in separate rooms into the same room.
Yeah, I mean, I came from a really small primary school. There was like one class, and there was like 15, 20 of us in that. Like, I feel like...
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a small school.
I went to school in London.
Did you?
We had big classrooms.
Did you?
But apparently that school's like, I need to move. I need to mute. I need to mute my phone. Okay, yeah, no, bit more schools, close them down. I wasn't meant to say move, I was meant to say I need to mute my phone. But yeah, no, they built like all these schools and now they've closed them. Yeah, it is what it is, mate. It is what it is. And it was on the news and they were like, it's really struggling, like, people aren't having kids anymore, it's really sad. I was like, what is the point of this news article? To tell people you need to have kids?
I know.
Okay, you pay for them.
It's weird. Yeah, it's true, actually. The whole money thing is a big issue. But also, I feel like people spew it as, like, saving the economy. It's like, we need kids because we need the future to, like, keep the economy going. But how true is that? I don't know. I feel like I've read
is inflation. Riddle me
print more money. Please.
No, because literally...
No, we've had this conversation before. I don't understand.
You not just print more money? And I know people, every time I've seen this conversation, people go, just print more money. They go, but that causes inflation. And it just makes the currency. Who needs to know? Who needs to know?
We've made it up. We've made all of this up.
People used to trade like rocks. Yeah, and now I'm here in crippling debt. For what reason?
And like, every country's in debt anyway. To who?
It's a number.
And I don't understand banks.
If you had a computer... No, but, okay, imagine I'm in government, yeah?
Yeah.
We're in debt of like 20 mil. Just change the minus to a plus. It's just a number.
It's literally...
Nothing is real.
It doesn't
You could go to Santander right now and they can change your... Well, they won't, but they could change your number in your bank account and it would just mean you have more money.
That's the thing, it's literally just a number on a screen and I don't understand where the money comes from.
It's not physical money. If it was physical... everyone had notes all the time for all of your money.
Yeah.
Fair enough, that's tangible.
Yeah.
But on the computer, it's just a number.
I don't get it personally. I'd love someone to explain it, but I do genuinely feel that no matter how much someone explained it to me, I would not understand it.
Like it's fake.
It's not real. I'm convinced. Yeah. Although, no, I'm not getting into it. I don't know enough.
It just makes me angry. Oh, you can hear that. Seen Bebo. God, that guy over there, that was just a man, and he just walked like this.
What with his collar at?
Top like this.
Like Dracula.
Yeah.
I suppose the middle of the day is a social experiment. I'm convinced.
It is. Every time I hear them keys, I know it's the main guy that works here, and I'm scared. He's gonna come and tell us to leave. He probably will. Okay, so banks aren't real.
Anyways.
Yeah, no. So no one's. What have we got? This economy.
I like the point.
You can't afford to have kids.
No.
I can't afford to eat, pay my bills, pay for my phone bill, pay for Netflix.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, we need you to have more kids. First of all, I'm not popping out a baby for anyone, let alone the government.
No one will convince me. Yeah.
Oh, God. I just found it very. I put this in my notes, but I found it very like Handmaid's Tale-y.
Yeah.
Especially with all that stuff that happened in America, like
Yeah,
last
like
year.
reversing like Roe and stuff. Yeah.
Sorry,
It's
yeah,
it's a
bit scary.
bit scary, isn't it?
Like, why is it?
There is a massive push. Like, I don't know many women our age who are like, oh, I can't wait to have kids and be a mum. Like, I don't know many.
I think it's split. I know both halves.
Yeah.
But it's just, yeah, you do you.
Yeah,
but
it's definitely changed.
You don't. I know no one. I don't know anyone who has the money to do it.
Yeah, I think that is a big thing.
And it's like, oh, it's just scary. And they're talking about like, okay, in the cities. And here's another thing. Okay, them schools in cities, them 10 schools now down to 5 again. Yeah. They're like, oh, it's no one's having kids. Is it no one's having kids, or is everyone moving out of London?
Wait, I think that is, yeah.
Did put that in your report? Did you, ITV? People moving out of London because who can, I can barely afford my kids, let alone me paying £12.50 every time I want to drop them off at school.
Yeah, no, it's actually so true.
Let's get rid of that.
If they compared like the amount of kids in schools in London compared to kids on the outskirts and in like areas like where we're from,
yeah,
I know there's loads of kids going to school and they're full. Yeah.
Schools around here are like literally where we are filming. I won't say my location, but the schools are packed. They're like turning kids away.
Yeah.
Because the 10 schools that are now 5, we're gonna have 10 schools here.
Yeah. Yep.
So you need to read about all the topics, but Becca made some good points, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, in terms of climate and the biodiversity issue that we face, obviously having a lot of people on the planet is having a negative effect.
The mass consumption of everything.
Yeah.
I could go into a rant. It actually sickens me. Like, you know, when you see like a factory, you go into a store, you see a clothing rack with a pink shirt in, and there's 10 of each size. No one's going to buy that. Where does it go after that? The bin.
Literally the bin. When you work in retail as well, you realise how much waste there is just everywhere. You're like, do we not reuse that? Especially like hospitality and stuff. They're like, can the staff not eat that? Like, no, we have to bin it.
And then it's just
it's
the mass consumption is actually disgusting. Like if you actually sit down and think about it, like even these,
we are part of the problem.
This is definitely not made probably ethically. It was £10 on Amazon.
Yeah, but it's a difficult one because like,
where's the balance?
Yeah, because like we can't afford to be shopping sustainably. We're students at the end of the day.
But even the sustainable places aren't sustainable.
Well, there's a big because that's a big thing. It's called like greenwashing. And it's a big thing. I think they're actually like introducing stuff now that they have to meet criteria to be able to brand themselves as eco and things like that. The buzzwords that get people to buy their product. You can't do that as easily now. Yeah. Well, allegedly in the future you won't be able to do that.
Yeah.
Because it is a massive thing. There's so many places that are like, oh, we're sustainable and we're like
H&M.
Yeah, exactly.
H&M is one of them. And Zara. Don't shop at Zara.
Yeah.
Don't shop at Zara. They are the worst. I'm sorry if you shopped at Zara.
I don't. It's okay.
They are the worst for fast fashion. They change their clothes out. They change their clothes every 2 to 3 weeks and throw it away.
It's insane.
Every store.
It's insane. And it's all if you look in the high street, every store is just these micro trends that aren't going to stay in fashion for
Urban
a long
Outfitters.
time.
They're selling like butterfly print tops and
juicy couture.
Yeah.
Things that are not going to be long lasting in the fashion world. But they're a quick buy, aren't they?
And it's like £80. But we're not attacking fast fashion. We are attacking fast fashion in the sense that it's killing the planet, not in the sense that it's cheap. And we won't get into that side because people need clothes. I'm not going to spend £80 on a t-shirt.
Not everyone can afford to shop sustainably. I know that the places that clothes that I like are like hiking clothes and things that are functional. It's like £100 for a sweater. So if you want to shop places that are climate conscious and planet conscious, then it's not cheap, and not everyone can afford to do that. So it is it's a class issue and a climate issue. I don't think
you can't win.
You literally
can't win. Make your own clothes.
Exactly. Yeah, everyone learn to knit. It'll be fine.
But then where's the yarn coming from? Do you know what I mean?
This world we live in, man. Honestly. But
sorry, your point.
Yeah, it's branded as a population issue when it isn't much so. I think the places and the news articles and stuff you read about it, it is focused on non-white countries massively. Even though they are the people who contribute the least to emissions on a global scale, it is the richest 10% of people in the world that contribute the most to carbon emissions on the climate, and yet we're all blamed for having a high population, even though it's not correlation. Like there's no correlation at all. And I do think it is massively focused on decreasing populations, and kind of like it's linked to a branding like non-white people as like infesting almost, whereas like that's just not the case, and it's actually not linked to emissions and contributing to the climate crisis at all.
Because if let's say you're in London, obviously it's a city, there is high pollution levels. Not everyone's driving around London. You get the bus, cycling, you're walking, you're getting the tube, especially in central.
It's an overconsumption issue, not a population issue. It's more about the culture we've created, where people need to have the newest things and the nicest things, and people are constantly buying and consuming and producing these things. It's that rather than the numbers of population.
No, literally.
I personally feel anyway.
No, it is. But yeah, no, I've a few articles that I read on this crisis that it's not just in the UK, it's like everywhere around the world. I think people just come to their senses, like, what is the point? You can't afford the kids. Not many people want them. It's not the right environment to bring them in. There's no benefits.
I know. I wonder if this is just a blip.
Oh God.
Take a sip.
It's because it's like so sour.
Right? I do wonder if it is just like a blip. Like I feel like with population numbers, there's always ebbs and flows. Like I don't know if it's just a blip and whether it will have a big boom again, or whether it's something that is consistently going to last. Because I saw someone was saying that it is also linked with the lower reproduction rates linked with gender equality, because women are not giving birth because they want to stay in their jobs and work their way up. So whether we are at a point where we're going to reverse that and start having babies again, I don't know.
And this is the thing. So the UK has about 70-ish million people. Okay, I saw a stat and it was saying the decrease is that by 2070 the population is going to go down by 1 million. It's not really, I mean, it's a lot, but 71 back to 70. I wouldn't say that's enough people to be quaking in their boots that the UK is just going to evaporate. Do you know what I mean? Like,
no way, especially like the amount it's grown within a decade is
And take into account the ageing population. Is it that people aren't giving birth that much, or is it just we're quite an old country and people are just dying?
It's so hard, isn't it? Because you can't really trust a lot of stats that you read, because there's always some sort of catch to them. There's always something that's not been considered when making the stat.
Like bias or so
exactly.
Like what I was saying earlier, okay, there's less children in schools in London, but is that people being born or is that people moving out?
Exactly.
Do like a global or national
bit
I feel
of
like
research. Schools isn't the best way to determine birth rates, is you've got to go by
the
hospital birth rate.
Yeah.
Which I know has decreased.
It is going down, but
whether it's enough to like be a significant amount that people need to start quaking in their boots about the economy and stuff. Whether that's true, I don't know.
And if you want to worry about the economy, it's not because people aren't having kids. Babies aren't buying iPhones. Do you know what I mean? Like, people are just poor. Like, that's the problem. Nothing. You can't buy anything. So if you see a baby buy an iPhone, please take a photo and send it to me.
So have you seen that picture of that kid in like the monkey onesie, like selling at the Apple store?
No.
Oh my God, if you have Wi-Fi, you have to find it. I keep seeing it everywhere.
Image here.
Oh my God, I just smacked the table.
Right. I need a wee. Anything else to say? Reproducibility crisis, population crisis.
I think there's pros and cons.
I think it is less people, which is good, but it's not that much less people. It's not like the population's halved, so they're just being dramatic.
I do think, I think calling it a crisis is a bit extreme. But
that's what the people are saying.
The word on the street is it's a crisis.
Start wearing your tinfoil hats, people.
Getting that toilet paper in.
Okay, the next topic, wow. You guys are in for a treat.
This one's for me, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So if you don't know, Becca here loves apes. No.
I love primates. I'm a big primate fan.
Yeah. So care to divulge into your experience?
My experience with primates so
Yes.
far. Okay. So in our final year of uni, I took a module on primate behaviour ecology and fell in love with the little guys.
They scare me, little grubby hands.
Yeah, I get that. I think it's quite a common thing. People are quite scared, especially chimps.
You know when we get scalped by a chimp?
Yeah, but I'm just like, just leave them alone, you know. I blame the people, man.
Out there, yank their scalp off. But anyway, yeah.
But other than that, I am a big fan of the primate. And since then, I think my love for monkeys has been part of our friendship.
Yeah,
Regularly.
every post I send her on Instagram, it is an ape.
It is indeed.
And that's just, it is our inside joke. It's just apes and chimpanzees and orangutans especially.
Specifically.
And speaking of orangutans, maybe I'll get a photo up of the guy. So back in the day, aka thousands of years ago.
I think it was actually 295,000 years ago.
Wow. So he's dead.
He's long gone.
There was big apes. It says here they were 3 meters tall and weighed around 200 to 300 kilograms. Now,
Listen,
that's a big boy. That is a big
that's
ape.
one big ape.
It's like I can't even fathom. So I think I'm about 70 kg.
Oh, see, I've had this conversation many times. I don't understand kilograms. Sorry, for some reason I've always.
Bag of sugar. 1 bag of sugar.
Yeah. What, 1 kilogram?
Yeah.
Yeah, but when's the last time I held a big bag of sugar in my hand?
Supermarket. Next time you go to the supermarket, grab a bag of sugar. Be like, that's a kilogram.
Okay.
And count how many is there. If there's 300, that's this.
That's that guy. That's that guy.
Kilogram.
I know, it's because for some reason when I was younger, I've always weighed myself in stone.
Yeah, but I feel like, was it like 9? Just look at the equivalent. Why
I know.
stone?
I don't know.
If you go on a scale, it doesn't say stone, it says
I know, but
kg.
I literally don't know. And I have met other people who are the same. They're like, I only understand like weight-wise in stone. And that's such a weird thing. It's such a random.
I don't know why I was expecting to search it and come up with an image when this thing died like 300,000 years.
Someone took a photo of him before he died.
Maybe there's a little cave drawing or something.
Yeah.
So this is the
guy.
This is the guy. Oh my god.
He's too big for the screen.
Wow. Ready? I'm gonna scare people in spoons.
Big ape jump scare.
That's him.
There he is.
An orangutan, basically. Someone's literally just drew an orangutan.
Yeah, very inventive because they've literally got very few bones to go off, and they said so themselves.
Just the jaw. Yeah, just the jaw.
They don't really know what it looked like. But it was quite a cool thing that they found, I think.
Yeah, I'll put a photo here of the jaw. But the jaws, it's the same as like a modern day ape and orangutan. It's the same structure, so that's how they know it's sort of the same.
They know it's a primate of some sort.
Yeah, and then you can tell by the teeth that it mainly like ate like grassy and fruit like plants, just by like the teeth, because obviously I think they're like very flat. But if they were more like jagged, obviously eat meat, and if they were more like proper molars, which current like apes have,
and it's mainly for like the leaves and stuff that they eat.
Yeah,
but they also found, I think it was also to do with the coating of the teeth as well. The way that changed from one bone found from longer ago compared to more recent. They found what they think is the reason it went extinct.
Yeah, so basically they found these bones in caves in China. So what they were doing is then going around other caves to see if they could find any more bones, and they did. And then they were also looking at the environment around the caves to see what sort of foliage it was, and then trying to date back in the day what sort of foliage it was then. But the main title for this article, I'll link the article down below, is that they died because they couldn't reach any fruit.
Which I love that thought. Like, I don't like the thought of him dying, but I like the thought of him just being like weighed down and not being able to grab anything.
What, starved to death?
Yeah, he's just sat like I imagine that he
Big
can't move
round,
at all.
like a big bean bag, and he's just like.
That's what I imagine. He's
like
like
this.
rocking back and forth.
But,
like a big ground dweller.
Yeah, but that's like how they died. So basically, they had this one, and he was quite fat and couldn't reach and couldn't climb because he was literally 300 kg.
Yeah.
And then they had smaller apes that could start climbing. So obviously, they had the advantage and the perks of evolution.
Yeah.
So they were able to climb and
Which
get higher
sense,
fruits.
obviously, like, orangutans are arboreal, so even though it's related, it makes sense that the ones that didn't make it were the ground-dwelling ones that didn't fill that niche, I guess.
Yeah, but orangutans are still quite like fat.
Oh yeah, they're chunky guys.
Oh, I just remembered. When you see the news and it's like a baby orangutan, they look bald and they haven't got their parents because they've died in a fire. And they don't know what to do themselves because baby orangutans like stay with their mum till like 30 or something ridiculous until they've grown.
Their social structure's insane. Like they only have a baby once every 7 years, and they literally rely on their parents so much. It's so sad.
So when they
There's
die,
this show on Sky.
Don't eat Kit Kats, people.
Yeah,
Sorry.
all this palm oil. Take everything for palm oil. There's this show called Orangutan Jungle School.
I've watched it.
Yeah.
And my mum sometimes puts there's like a monkey channel. My mum will put it on.
Is it monkey? Was it?
There's like two. There's like one live monkey one, and then there's like a monkey world, but not the monkey world.
Okay.
But it's like a monkey world. I think it's like in Australia or New Zealand or something. And they showed like the little apes and orangutans they get, and they're homeless. They're orphans.
They are literally orphans. Oh, this is much nicer.
This is nicer.
This is more.
I want it like. Is that?
Yeah, that's straight.
Straight?
Yeah.
This is nice.
I like this song.
Do you? You were walking on to. Yeah.
Reminds me of How to Lose Guy in
10
10 Days. And these are 10 things I hate about you.
I nearly said that. You're on a tripod right now, people. There's actually a controller that can like start and record, stop filming, but I couldn't find it.
Oh, that's alright.
Okay, yeah. What did we say about the ape? Oh yeah, we've relocated.
Yeah, Spoons was getting sketchy.
It's getting filled, and we were going to get kicked out. Probably, most likely. I could see it happening.
This was supposed to be the original spot.
Yeah. This is good. I love the
vibe.
It's nice. I love this like
leopard print.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So do a quick little. This is the. That's Becca's flat white being made.
Yeah.
So that's the setup. Okay.
It's lovely.
So, your phone's ringing.
Yeah, it's alright.
You sure?
Yeah.
Microphone. Okay. So I didn't know whether to speak about this, but a brief mention that they've like changed the laws in some countries about like stealing fish, basically to sum it up. So if you do like scientific research, usually in the lab you'll like create your own fish and you do tests on that. Right. Some people have changed the law so you can actually go into waters and affect the ecosystem and take the fish.
Oh, so they've changed the law so you can do that rather than stopping that from happening?
Yeah.
Right.
Because it was like across the world, like there's a law that you can't do that research. I mean, it depends, but I mean like mass research, you can't really just affect an ecosystem.
Yeah.
And now in some countries, they've said, oh, no, you can do that now. And loads of scientists around the world are really upset about it. Because
I'm sure, because it is, like the research they're doing on these fish and stuff is to protect
help them
rather than disrupt them.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that even like if the law was in place, they wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But then I guess like obviously fishing exists and that's what we do anyway, isn't it?
That's where my mind. Yeah, yours as well. Yeah, no, and yeah, everyone's really upset. I'll put a link below. That's all we're going to say on the topic because I don't know too much about it. But
no, neither.
Give it a read. But yeah.
Interesting.
Right, Nobel Prizes.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about this, but it's controversial, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently. Oh, I meant to give shout outs. Shout out to Just Lingerberry572 and Polka Dotsky on Reddit. They've given us these ideas, so shout out to them. Thank you. Yeah, biases. Apparently, it's too political. And apparently it's like the Grammys. Like you pay, if you're in it, you win it, you know?
Right.
That sort of thing.
Okay, I kind of get that though, because throughout history it's kind of been like that. I mean, it's been quite a male-dominated club throughout history, so I can see how that's sort of carried on.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I haven't seen... I know that there's... People always have found it a little bit iffy, but I don't know too much about the details of it.
Yeah, and I feel like it's not in the news. And so basically, let me give you an example.
Okay.
I learned about this in my course.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy, he came up with this like coding algorithm, and it was meant, I can't remember what it did, but it did something amazing, and loads of companies used it, loads of people used it. He won a Nobel Prize, and then it turned out that his algorithm was wrong.
Did they rescind it?
Yeah, they had to like take back all his work.
No way.
Hold on 1 second. So, just back to my point. He made all this algorithm, all this research. Everyone used his work. I think it was something about. Oh, do you know what? It wasn't an algorithm. He like found this structure using the algorithm of a protein, and it turned out the protein was actually the flipped.
No.
And people were using it for like drugs and all this stuff, like, and it was actually the wrong way. And he was like the youngest person to win awards, youngest person to get this research, youngest person to get like a Nobel Prize.
Oh my god.
And it all got taken away from him. So was he in it to win it?
Mm-hmm.
Because are they not double? Are they not double checking this?
That is so true. Do you think like to get a Nobel Prize,
And your protein was the wrong way around.
you'd think they've got someone fact checking?
Like you can't just win a Grammy and it turns out you didn't write the Becca album. There was another Becca.
I'd take the Grammy at that point. I'd take it.
But like, yeah, no, really bad.
That is really bad.
Other people saying there was political stuff. Like, here you go.
Yeah.
Let me read this. This is a quote from a website I'll link below. It goes, arguably, the most controversial Nobel Peace Prize in recent memory is Obama in 2009. He got it for his extraordinary efforts to strengthen international diplomacy. How would you say that? Diplomacy and cooperation between peoples. Obama was still in his first year and his first term when he got this award. So he'd only been in for one term.
Yeah.
And he already got a Nobel Peace Award.
Yeah, that's insane.
And
It's
he
almost
didn't do
like
much in his first term.
they had it in their head that they wanted to give him one, so they just made it fit and that they would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can't, I don't know, do you know what I mean? That's like,
I do. It's
dodge.
It is dodge. But it, like I said, it always has been. It's, they kind of have in their head who they want to give it to, and then...
Like, I don't know, like, you get different ones. You get them for science, like Nobel Prize for Science, Nobel Peace Prize, all this stuff. And it's just like,
Yeah.
who's making this? Have you ever, where do they stream these?
I was just about to say, I always hear that people are like Nobel Prize winners, but I have never once been involved in the build-up or like the awarding of this thing. I've never once ever seen it.
Ooh, they need to do like a Grammys promo.
Oh my god, I'd be here
Red
for it. They have like a
carpet.
red carpet, the Nobel red carpet, and see what everyone turns the looks out.
And your like favourite scientist is there. Oh,
Yeah.
what are you wearing today?
It's like
What are you wearing
Einstein
today?
walking the red carpet. Who are you wearing?
Like E-News.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's a
Can you imagine-
Kardashian.
I'm sorry. Can you imagine scientists walking a red carpet? It's like the most awkward group of people.
Yeah, they'd just be like, guys,
Who are you
I
wearing?
also
They're
wore
like,
this suit to my prom.
Gap. Yeah. Old Navy.
But the people who win, they get they have money.
Really? What the
I
winners?
don't think poor people have ever won.
Yeah, it's
Or
true.
maybe they have. That I don't know anything.
No,
Please don't quote
I
me.
actually don't. No, it's not necessarily like the same thing, but it is definitely like bias in all of these awarding things, like scholarships and grants and stuff like that as well. It's all linked. Like I know that in my course there's actually a dissertation topic about the bias and the gender bias in awarding grants and stuff like that, because obviously that's a big part of science as well.
Yeah.
Applying for grants from different people.
Yeah. And the grant proposals is like so hard. Like they'll have like such a strict form. They like want you to use size 12 of this specific font and the spacing to be like this. And if one of them things are wrong, they will reject your form.
Immediately, like word count literally cannot be over one bit.
Yeah. Like, isn't it crazy to think that if they ask for a size, I mean, to be fair, if they ask for a size 12 and you give them a size 11, like, they have given you what to do.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's crazy. Like, one little thing and then years of research.
Rejected.
Or they could just be like, no.
Yeah,
no.
it's crazy to think that you could have an unbelievable research topic to go for, but they'll reject you based on font.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the crazy part.
Let me be creative. Why is everything so serious in the science world?
Literally.
This is what I'm trying to break down. Like, I'm going to write a zine. I'll talk about this in another video.
It's on the DL.
It's on the DL, but everything's so serious.
Yeah.
They don't even use fun colours. No fun fonts. Nothing looks good. Nothing is fun or interesting anymore.
I guess that's where you have the most fun in your like designing graphs, was when you get to be colourful.
Exactly.
And design
like,
it.
I love RStudio. If you know what that is, you know what it is. But if you don't, it's like you use code and you can like create graphs. You can analyze data, like that sort of stuff, like database stuff, but not like SQL. It's its own thing. But yeah, no, it's so fun. Like, I love doing the front end of coding and things like that. But because it's
I guess
fun.
obviously there's parts, like the reason why they do it a lot is colourblind.
Okay, let's get colour out of it.
Yeah.
Black and white image.
Yeah.
Photo of a turtle.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, everything in science world, they make it so boring. So I feel like people don't want to get involved because they're like,
it's not for me.
It's not for me.
They read it and it's like, oh, that's not accessible. It's not fun.
Yeah.
That's where I had the most fun of my group project, was because it was for a rewilding module. And we had to like design a grazing plan for a small plot of land.
Yeah.
But he was like, I want you to be creative. So I got to do like watercolour and like add drawings of things to it.
Yeah.
That side of things, like the kind of the social side of science, I found really fun because you can be creative.
Yeah.
So when you're doing it to appease to the science maths, that's when it's like you have no room to be creative. You have to seem as professional and smart as possible.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even when you write a paper, it's like, you must be formal, you must do this. I just want to talk.
Yeah.
Just let me talk. That's why I started doing like some of these videos, because like, I want to talk about science stuff, but it doesn't mean I'm going to sit in a grey room. Well, to be fair,
with spoons.
my spoons and my other videos, my room is black, but like,
listen,
it doesn't mean I want to sit like in the dark and just be like, and then this happened and da da da, and et al, and I'm going to reference every single line that I'm saying. Even why should I have to reference that a cell divides? We know.
So true. But
It's
you have
common
plagiarised.
knowledge. It's common knowledge.
Yeah.
No, it's not plagiarising, because I haven't even found a reference for that. I'm just knowing that.
I know.
That a cell is a cell.
Yeah.
Oh God, mate, I could go on for ages. But yeah,
No,
that is
agreed.
the main topics I have written down. But
God, we've talked about a lot today, haven't we?
we have. I think we're gonna do this as obviously as a video, as usual. Upload it, just the audio for podcasting on YouTube. I want to figure out how to put it on Spotify. I don't know how that works. I'm going to speak to my sister. My sister, Chloe Harmon, she's a musician. Let me do a little promo. Doing a gig, Shepherd's Bush, January 30th. Link down below. Get your tickets.
Be there.
£6 a ticket. It's supporting women. If you don't buy a ticket, it doesn't mean it means you don't
You
respect
hate women.
Exactly.
If you love women, go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all we have to say, I think.
I've said my piece.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun now? God. Right. See you guys next time. I'm not sure if you'll see Becca again. Maybe you will.
Maybe. We'll see.
Okay. Bye. It's been Mito-Sis episode 5. Okay. See ya.